Okay, so a very good afternoon, or in a moment we should see German Airways. There she is. First flight of the live session today. We're live at London City Airport for the next few hours here, and this is a German Airways Embraer 190AR coming in from Cologne. Unmarked at the moment, no livery. A lot of worries today. So we've got a few activities this afternoon, quite a few going out and in. First departure of the day today is going to be, by the looks of it, a Malaga flight, or it could be Ibiza, wherever one. They're both due to go out around about the same time. City 84615 for Ibiza, and Malaga is 8487. Few aircraft lined up at the moment, and we're also expecting an Amsterdam flight coming in very soon. That's just over Greenwich at the moment, and that's KL971 from Amsterdam.
Can I bother you?
Yeah, go for it.
Is there one taking off anytime soon? There's another one.
Okay guys, so we have our Amsterdam flight coming in now. This is Embraer 190 SD, and this is coming from Amsterdam. Still got the German rings over to our distance on the left. That's German Airways. That's just staying there at the moment. Not much action there, so I'm not too sure what he's waiting for. Might be going for a stand here, so we'll just have a check and see what he's doing. We'll tune in soon to the ATC as well and see what's going on there. They might be doing some checks, or they might actually be at a stand at the moment. There are new stands over at the distance there. So let's have a look at the schedule today, what we've got while we just wait for the Amsterdam flight going over to the stand. So on this Sunday morning, happy Mother's Day to you all, if you're any of you celebrating Mother's Day. We have, coming in at a later point in a minute, we have Globe Air. That's scheduled for today. It's not showing us live at the moment, so we may not see that, but we'll have a look. Belfast is in the air at the moment. That's expected at 2:07 later on today. That's an Embraer 190. Departures today, we've got more departures at this particular hour. So we've got the Ibiza, which is set to go off at 1:20, and then we have Milan flight, British Airways flight Milan. That's at 1:40 expected. As we just watched the KLM go past us. If you're new to us, don't forget to subscribe. Welcome aboard to the channel. We're a growing channel and we're hoping to get more than 1,000 subscribers. So part of the unique part of London City is there are no tow trucks, so the planes will do a complete 360 as we watch at the moment. Let's just have a look, see, you'll see guiding them through. There's two guides at the moment, two airport workers. One takes over from the other, and then they get to the final stages, then the second apron worker will take over the marshal. So there's two marshals used at London City. You can see the KLM doing a complete turn, so that way when they're ready to depart they can just go straight out. So slightly a little bit quieter this morning as we start off for today, but later on in the day it is expected to get much busier.
Can I interrupt you again?
Yeah, go for it.
For a second.
It's always a busy place here at London City Airport. I do apologise for the interruptions, but always nice to get friendly faces and just general chat over aviation, so it's always great to see.
Any feedback? So this is Ben, sorry, the coach of the development squad. Can you go to the finish, please? With who? Everyone at the finish? I'm safe in the water, the square and bearing.
Still not a lot of action going on the German Airways over there. See what we can do here. See you later. Take care.
There, flat on the water. Carl, 2 strips. Full flat on the water. There we go, lovely. Okay, guys. Nice stops. No, nice stops. Well done. And quick.
So not much movement going on here at the moment with that German Airways. So a little bit different weather-wise today. As you can see, it's very much of an overcast. You can't even see the top of Canary Wharf at a distance. So the planes will just appear as if it was going for a cloud curtain coming in. They are coming in over London. So if you are on board, you're going to have a fantastic view, hopefully. If you can see past the clouds, you might get some gaps. There are a few gaps in the clouds today, but generally very much of an overcast. A lot different to how it was yesterday, where we had clear skies for every single flight coming in and out of London yesterday. Very active on the boat scene today. Just wait for. Looks like we've got some movement. Yes, so we've got German Airways moving now. Let's just watch her. She was holding for quite some time, not too sure why. Might be that they are set to operate here at Heathrow. They don't normally operate that much here. Interestingly, they're not even showing on Flight Radar 24. It looks like they turned off the transponder. So again, this is German Airways, call sign German Airways 404 from Cologne. Looks to be an empty flight. I haven't disembarked anyone yet, and that came in about 16 minutes ago. Landed at 1:02 today. Aircraft is a 14-year-old Embraer 190AR. Be interesting to see where he is going. Probably going to the far end of the apron. This looks like going to a holding area. So we've only got 9 aircraft. It looks like this is actually going to be taken off, so let's just join here. So we're just holding at the moment. They normally operate out of Gatwick. Definitely on the runway, so let's try and see action. Yeah, Stokes 1. I'm not too sure whether this is going to go back to Cologne. It might be holding for quite some time because they were filing for a new flight plan. Here we go. Taking a very long time. They're certainly doing some sort of initiation here flight or some sort of training. Whether they decide to operate here from London City, I'll have to have a little search on Google to see what happens, but holding for a very long time here. As you can hear in the background, one of the starter, that could be the Ibiza flight starting up. That's due to go out soon. So interesting, this looks like it's going to go to Milan. So yeah, this is now changed to flight 8006 going to Milan. Its call sign suggests potentially Italian Airlines. Italy, yeah. So I don't know whether or not what exactly we're here today for on that. As at the moment, we can hear in the far distance looks to be Embraer flight, which is going to be the Ibiza one, I believe. So this is our Ibiza flight. Is it Ibiza or Malaga? Let's have a look. It looks to be Ibiza flight. Soon to be off. We'll get that confirmed in a minute once we see on flight radar. So the pilots have the luxury of staying on the runway for an extended amount of time at the moment. Our next departure is not out for another 10 minutes or so. And our next arrival again is about 10 to 15 minutes as well. So not much activity on the runway just this moment in time, which is why you're seeing the aircraft stay on the runway and not on the side. If this was a busier airport today, ATC would tell them you need to stay on the side, stay on the apron, do your checks in, and when you are reported to be ready to take off, you are ready. He has got his strobe lights on, so he is in configuration to take off. Landing lights are on, as we can see. So I would normally say any minute, but I'm not too sure, because I said that about 2-3 minutes ago and I was wrong there, but let's listen here. So we should see some movement soon, because here we go. I was going to say, because there's an aircraft waiting to take off as well now. Here we go. To Milan, probably much warmer than here. As our next flight is going to be this one over here. This is an Embraer E190LR long range operated by BA City Flyer. Flight radar 24 is not telling us exactly where that one's going at the moment, or this one's going. It looks to be the Ibiza flight. I could be wrong here. Here we go. So that is our Ibiza flight, BA133, as we expect Malaga flight BA8487 now set to depart soon. There he is there. Stand 4, gate number 4. So only one main terminal at London City, if any of you haven't been. It's one of my favourite airports because it's actually really simple to get to if you're in East London, which is where I sort of live. And it's also a very simple airport to move about. It's not many terminals, it's one terminal. It's a long stretch of the ground that they are currently operating on. You can walk from one end of the terminal to the other and you don't get lost, and that is really simple. So if you miss your flight here, if you miss your flight because you've lost your way, you've got no leg to stand on really, in my opinion. Because it is so easy to move about at this airport. It is getting bigger, controversially as well, I must put it out. There has been throughout the years a lot of, shall we say, what's the best word? Obstacles, should we say, or a bit of bad press that people don't really want to actually see. I can get it. There's a lot of residential areas here, but mainly it is more of a university. Where behind me you've got UCL. I'm right in front of the Newham headquarters at the moment, Newham Council headquarters. But other than that, it is very much an industrial area. You can see in the distance you've got Tate and Lyle. So it is a mix of locations here. As we see our Malaga flight now departing the gate, making its way to the runway. In the distance, some rowers. It's a nice long stretch here, so you do get quite a few rowers here as well. We've got some great views for like aviation. So we've also got another plane moving around. Let's have a look who this one is. On to our left. much information on you yet, so we'll just tune in to focus on our Malaga flight as it gets closer to the runway. If you're new to us, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. Here we go, take off. So that was the Geneva flight. Well, that wasn't the Malaga flight. This looks like to be the Malaga flight. So this is Geneva 8. This is BA 2283, Embraer 190 SR. So this is our City Flyer. What one is this? This is so this is our Malaga flight. This is our Malaga flight indeed. Got a bit of towing in the background as well. That one looks like it's going to go out soon. That's probably preparing to go to the gate. As we watch our Malaga flight get ready to take off. There we go, engine spool up. As mentioned, you can see now that that plane which is being towed is now being towed into stand 8 by the looks of it. Yep, stand 8. As we got our third arrival, so again this is Germanwings, German Airways. This is the one which has just done a complete, oh, we've got to go around. This is definitely being tested now. This one's just done a complete 360 from takeoff. There's a go around, so that it looks like German Airways may be coming into operate. Let's just have a look, see what he's doing. So yeah, he is doing a complete 360 here. Just went over Hornchurch, went over Dartford, went over Bexley and Bromley, went back in through Greenwich, and went a complete 360 and went around. So that was a go around. So it looks like German Airways may be operating soon. We'll have to have a look online to see if they are. Do let me know in the comments if you know they are. Because they seem to be doing a lot of testing and manoeuvres here in preparation for a full operation licence. So again, London City is a bit of a unique airport. You have to have a special licence, you have to have certain aircraft. You can't just land an Airbus A319 or A320 or 737 here. A, it's not long enough, and B, they have to be able to be classified for what's known as a steep approach. So because of the location of London City, because it's amongst a major city, you have to have a steep approach. That means that they will come in generally faster than what you would expect from other airports, but they're able to land safely and stop. As we hear another city flyer spooling up over the distance. So as I mentioned that it is a unique airport here at London City. So because also you have right to us Canary Wharf, which is obviously a very tall building, They can't come in for a lower approach, they have to go above. And on to the left of us, if we're coming in via Greenwich Way and also through Thurrock, they would also have to be at a higher altitude because it's a very populated residential area. So you probably remember seeing a long time ago, you don't see it anymore here, but a Airbus A318 taking off and landing here at London City. That was a specially certified aircraft for British Airways. They operated a London City to New York with a stopover in Shannon, and that took over the old call sign which had Concorde from London Heathrow to JFK. Unfortunately, demand for that particular flight has died down, and they have just reverted back to the normal Heathrow to Heathrow to JFK. The unique thing about that flight, but when it did operate, was it was a complete all business class flight. It was about, I believe it was 23 seats on board. It operated a live flatbed in every single thing. Very expensive. Flight would have set you back at least £7,000 starting from, unless you got very lucky and got a very good deal. But this was mainly what they call a hopover flight, a quick check. You used to stop over in Shannon, you used to do your US clearance and customs all over in Ireland, and once you done that and they took off from Shannon Airport, you were technically in US airspace, and you didn't have to line up customs in America. You could just go in as a domestic US flight. So it looks like German Airways 404 is now, he's currently 2,500, he's climbing, he's over Rochester. Wherever he comes back, we'll just keep an eye on it. It doesn't show a destination, so possibly could well do. It looks like our KLM flight, which looks like it's going to Amsterdam, is also getting ready to depart from the gate. You'll see it in a minute when this one passes. So this could be a Florence flight, we're currently joining now. Let's just double check. Yes, it is. This is our Florence flight, Embraer 190 SR. As we go past the Amsterdam flight, which is ready to taxi as well. And we've also got another city airport aircraft also ready to go off soon, and a city flyer. That looks to be the one which was taxied earlier, or tugged earlier. There it is there. Marshal's waiting. Florence flight. Guess we're ready to take off. That will be our first departure at the moment. This is the Florence flight, City Flyer BA 7021. Aircraft is 11 years old, delivered to ITA Airways City Flyer in 2010. Registration number is GLCYN. Let's just watch her take out.
I want to 530, 612 going.
Pookie Cat, thank you very much for subscribing again, guys. Don't forget, we are a new channel, so don't forget to subscribe. We're here live. We try and do as many live shows as possible we can. If you're joining us right now, this is our Florence flight. In the distance as well, you'll see in a minute the Amsterdam flight of KLM, the blue KLM City Hopper coming out. And that's going to Amsterdam, but this one here, we're focusing on the British Airways City Flyer. That is going to Florence, and that is set to take off any moment now.
Nice and controlled, into and out, pause. Then just slow it down a touch. Nice and steady, nice and relaxed. Yeah, that's all right, then well done.
Bit of a wait at the moment. Crew's probably just not ready for takeoff at the moment. There we go. Sounds like we are ready now. Yeah, strobe lights on, land lights are on, we're ready to go. Here we go. Takes off and lifts off. We've now got our Amsterdam flight lining up. This is our Amsterdam flight KL972 to Amsterdam, Embraer 190. Aircraft is 4 years old, delivered in 2018. Part of KLM City Hopper. Here we go. It looks like we are set to be running. Landing lights not on yet, so we've got a little bit of a wait. Just probably waiting for clearance. Yep, landing lights are on, strobe lights are on. We're taking off. There we go. Disappearing in the distance in the thick cloud. There we go. So next, number 3 is our city flyer. There she is. Okay, then the lights are on, we're ready to go. This could be our Milan flight. Yes it is, this is the Milan flight. British Airways City Flyer. Embraer 190 again, mainly our main operating flight here, and this is BA 3289 to Milan. So expecting afterwards is going to be Nice and Chambery. Then Nice again, also another departure. That's expected at 2:30. So we've got a little bit of a gap here. Our next flight is going to be a couple more minutes in. We'll leave the stream running as we take a little break. Okay, welcome back, guys. We have coming in right now this is our Belfast flight. This is BA 8755 from Belfast, Embraer 190 SR.
First flight, Foxtrot,
Ooh.
Right, then Foxtrot, 123, 586, Juliet. Super car, up 6. Up 6, that way.
Ready, go.
Up 6, specimen. Stand 25, request North Nut Road, up 6. Up 6, Seed Echo. Seed Echo, up 6. Up 6 by Echo, cross runway 09, vacate cross to North Nut Road. From Echo, cross runway 09, vacate Victor Hotel to North Nut Road, up 6.
Thank you everyone who is joining us today and has subscribed. Welcome as we watch the Belfast flight go into stand 24. We're a new channel, been operating for a year or so now. We're just now ramping up things with live plane spotting videos, as we've got one today. We're doing Stansted Airport as well. That was a very successful one. As our next flight in, let's have a look to see what we've got as we watch our Belfast flight. Just do a turnaround for the stand. So we've got our Manchester Globe Air. That was expected a bit earlier on this morning, around about 12:30, but that's coming in a bit later. That's a Cessna 510 Citation Mustang. It's currently over London at the moment, so we'll be seeing that very soon. It's about estimated about 5 minutes to go, if less than that really. And that is a 12-year-old Cessna private aircraft. Just giving you an update with the German Airways we saw earlier on, which we went to do a go around as well, and it was doing some tests. That is currently doing a lot of in a holding pattern over Orpington, I believe. So that's going around about 3 or 4 times since the last time we've seen it. We might see it go back to London City, or we may see it go to Gatwick. It does normally operate from Gatwick. As we've got our Manchester Globe Air on its final approach into London City, we'll see that appear through the overcast very soon. We've got a German Airways Cologne flight as well coming in. That's a different flight to the one earlier. That looks to be making its descent into London City as well. Again, no call sign, no destination, but it looks to be, it's currently 2,500 feet in the air over Dartford. That would suggest that it is coming in to City Airport as well. And as for our departures, our next flight out is going to be expected to be our Nice flight. That's going to be at 2:30. And also at 2:30, oh no, this one's going to be delayed. Chambery flight's going to be delayed to 3 o'clock, 3:05. After that, then there's another Nice flight, which is 2:37. As we are going to now focus in on Manchester flight, which we can see in the distance here. There it is. There's our Cessna. So this is our Globe Air 320 Lima coming from Manchester. Private aircraft, of course. We'll see it probably taxi all the way back over.
Lima, first or second right, and then taxi to holding point Tango 1. Masters will guide you from there.
So Marshall's is going to be guiding this aircraft in. So we'll see most likely the yellow. Let's see if we see the yellow car cross. And Marshall might be on the other side. Let's see if we can see another car at a distance. Looks like that is going to be picked up soon. Don't see any marshals just yet, but I'm sure we'll see them very soon. He's speeding along hit with this taxiway. We're probably going to the far end of the airport. Yeah, making a big turn around the building. So most private aircrafts go at the far end of the apron, which is just past the landing strip, runway of London City. You'll see it off in the distance now. You can probably see a flashing light in the far distance, and now that is the corporate area of London City. Again guys, welcome if you are new to the channel. Thank you if you are subscribing to us. Don't forget to subscribe. Our aim is to get 1,000 subscribers, and we are just short of 20 subscribers away, so please help us today in earning that 1,000 subscribers. Do let me know where you are watching us from. Do let me know if you prefer London City, if it's one of your go-to airports for travel. It's certainly a unique.
Good afternoon, wind 09, you're 8 knots.
So we have German Airways coming in next now. That's a Cologne flight. That was one which we said we think it was going to be coming in here, and that is the case. So we should see it appear very soon up into the distance of Canary Wharf. Just keep an eye out for it. So that one has come from Cologne as well, German Airways. So we may see the same thing happen with this aircraft as we did with the other one earlier today, where it was holding for a long time. It seemed to have did a load of checks before moving on, and it went straight back out again. So we might see the same thing in here again. But do let me know if you've seen this recently. It seems to be a test flights going on, training flights going on in and out of London City for German Airways. Whether they are going to be a new airline here at London City, I haven't actually seen it yet. I'm still trying to investigate to see if that is the case, but they are certainly doing a lot of training, which would suggest that they are planning to operate here soon. Here it is in the distance. Here we are, just appeared through the clouds. So it looks like these are wet leases. Just done a little Google. It looks like German Airways is going to be wet leasing these aircraft, which is why we're seeing the training flights in and out today as we watch the Cologne one again. So this is going to be ITA Air operating out of London City. It'll be repainted most likely. It's a 15-year-old Embraer 190 LR. Be interesting to see whether or not he does stay at the far end like the other one did, and then carries on up again to take off. So yeah, just having to go through the article I'm just reading up right now in the Business Traveller. So ITA Airways, or Italia's Airways, ITA, is set to launch flights between London City Airport and Milan from March the 28th. So that is very soon. That's tomorrow. So which is probably why we're seeing the last few test flights going on at the moment. So we may see some more. So their inaugural flight is going to be tomorrow, London to Milan. And it's a wet lease, which means that the airline will operate using the sub-name of ITA Airways. But the crew and the pilots and the flight attendants, the maintenance is all German Airways, which is what this aircraft's livery is currently painted in right now. So it looks like this one is going to be going for a stand. Looks like potentially stands. Is it going for a stand? Let's have a look. It looked like it, but I don't think it is actually now. This might be going straight back out.
Tower fly 9765, request reposition to stand number 6, the Russia log made. No signals, unfortunately. Roger, you just come past? That's correct. Roger, taxi Bravo. Taxi Bravo 9765. Flight 9765, via Bravo, enter runway 09, thank you, Charlie, taxi again, stand. Flight Bravo, enter runway 09, and then again, stand number 6, flight 965, so far, can you? No trouble at all.
So this might be going to a fast stand, from what I can hear on the ATC, but no, it's going back out. Yep, going back out, same as the other one. Let's tune in. Or is it? No, it's doing a complete run. And the whole stretch of the runway again. So again, this is the unique part of these sort of flights. They are training flights, just to get the crew used to what it'll be like operating, flying in and out. Again, these will be the crew which will be flying in and out of London City. Again, it is a rather challenging airport, London City, due to its steep decline into steep approach into London City. Also very windy on some days. It can be incredibly windy. It's going into a stand 6 by the looks of it. So we might see it do its first turn. Let's see the marshals waver it through. Right in front of us, that's great. swings about as I said, we've got the first marshal which takes over at the initial pub, and then at the far distance we'll probably see him wave there. There he is, waving now. He takes over from the first one, and that's how we do a complete 360 turn, so that they're facing back out. There are no pushback tugs here. There's no need for them. They have got them, but they don't use them. It's cheaper to just basically get the aircraft to turn on themselves. There's no air bridges here at London City. It is all going straight out of walking out of the apron and back the air stairs. This is ITA. Interested to see whether or not there is anyone on board. It doesn't look like there will be.
Yeah, it's up right. I'd like your permission to cross the white line to beam stand 5 to the bar with 3. That's right. 8. Cross the line to 5. Crossing line to 5, top right.
Guys, thank you very much who have subscribed. Don't forget to subscribe. We are so close to hitting that 1,000 mark now. We've currently got 993 subscribers. Please be a part of our epic goal of reaching 1,000 so that we can expand the channel even more. Welcome to everyone who's joining us new today. Do use the chat. Feel free to tell us where you're from. As we can hear in the distance, we've got a startup going on. Looks like our next flight might be our next flight. Let's check.
City Tower now currently connected to E190 on stand 5. Without permission, to stand 26. Top right. Top right. Turn through 76. Turn through 76. Top right.
So the turn on the radio is actually this one here by the on stand 5, which is that stand there, I believe. So just asked to connect. Be interesting to see if he's going to move him. It looks like they're going to be repositioning this aircraft. And it looks like our Globair Globair which came in from Manchester is going to be going out very soon as well. That's going to Nice, and that is the Globair 108 November going to Nice from London City. That's just coming in from Manchester. As we see the tug now pull the city flyer out, and in the distance as well we've got movements going on too, which is Embraer 190 SR.
That's the only point now for climbing. line up, Runway 09, report ready for departure. Okay, we'll need a couple minutes for the cabin. It'll be fine to line up. Yep, that's fine. Next inbound is about 40 miles. Thank you. Fly Alpha, line up and wait, Runway 09, fly 65.
So this looks like it's going to be our Nice flight. Could be Ryanair. Sorry, Ryanair? Why do I say Ryanair? City Flyer 8475 line up at the moment. That's the next one due out. And we're also expecting the Globe Air Cessna Citation going out soon as well. They've reported that the crew aren't ready yet, so we're probably going to have a bit of a wait on the runway as we wait for them to take off. Thank you very much, Big Les, for joining the channel. We're so close from our target now of reaching 1,000 subscribers. Do help us be a part of that. We're a growing channel. You'll see us here at London City Airport. We'll do a few videos also at London Heathrow when we can get to it, and also other base that we operate from, and do a lot of videos. We plan to do a load of new videos at Stansted Airport as well. New equipment coming along as well. We're getting the YOLO box. If anyone's heard about that, that is a complete live streaming studio which allows me to use a better camera. I do have a 4K Panasonic camera. At the moment I'm using the iPhone, but the 4K Panasonic goes directly into it, so I can get some better 20 times zoom, getting better clearer pictures for you guys. So again, don't forget to subscribe, help the channel build. Thank you very much once again for joining us, and to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. So this is our Nice flight. Nice flight CJ 658 to Nice. Embraer 190 SR. Looks like we're ready. Landing lights are on. Strobe lights should be coming on soon. It's 8 years old, delivered in 2014. Here's the stow lights. Here's the roll up. We're ready to go. To a sunny Nice. So the German wings, which is a German Airways, sorry, which is going to be a wet lease for ITA Airways. The Italian airline, which is going to be operating here out of London City tomorrow as their first flight. They look like the ground crew are going to have a few checks and just do a final final training procedures. disembarking the aircraft.
33.455, bye-bye.
But the crew here, the ground crew, should be used to this particular aircraft. Again, most of these aircraft are the same, they're mostly Embraers. You do get the old Saab here sometimes. You still also get, haven't got any today, we're expecting them later on today, but the Airbus A220, one of my favourite short haul aircraft. We'll be flying on that soon, I believe, to this airport in the next 3 weeks from now, 3 weeks now. Got a few flights coming out, and we're hoping, coming up very soon, to operate a live stream from Zurich Airport. So do tune in for that. That's expected to be in 2 to 3 weeks time. I haven't got an exact date as of yet, but as soon as we do, we'll keep you posted onto the channel. So again, another reason why to subscribe to the channel, to keep you updated with the latest news and locations that we're going to be operating from. We're going to have got a flight to Munich as well. So again, as well as flight plane spotting, we also do flight reviews. Got one coming out very soon, which is going to be a flight to Munich, and then we have a Munich to Zurich, and then Zurich to London City. All business class as well, so you'll be able to experience what it's like to be on a business class flight in different types of aircraft and different types of airlines as well. So that particular flight that we're going to be operating from is going to taking on from Munich is going to be a Lufthansa flight, and then we've got I believe it's going to be Lufthansa City flyer. And then after that we have the Helvetic flight, which is a subsidiary of Swiss Air.
Wind is 090 degrees, 8 knots, runway 09, clear to left.
So coming in right now, as we can hear on the radio, our next arrival is a bit of a distance, but it's our Belfast flight, BA CityJet City Flyer 53NR. It's coming from Belfast. 1 minute away, 190 Embraer. We'll show that in a minute once we see it. It hasn't appeared yet. It's too far. The cloud is very low today. It is lifting slightly. At the moment, we don't see it. We'll keep a focus on the ground crew here, handling on the new German Airways, which is operating here on behalf of a wet list of ITA Airways. You can see it just at a distance here. There it is, there's the Belfast flight.
First right, Kilo, taxi stand 24. First right, Kilo, stand 24, fly 53, November, Romeo.
So our next arrival after the Belfast flight is going to be Manchester.
Cruise altitude, flyer 6
Not too sure if it's going to be runway 27 instead of runway 9. No, it doesn't look like it's going to go round, so it's just round about runway 27, but it's going to head itself round Greenwich and then back over to runway 9. Our next departure coming out is expected to be, let's have a look. We are expecting either Chambery, that was delayed, that was expected to be 2:30, it now looks to be 2:45, so that could be any moment now we should see movement. I think in the far distance we can see passengers board the plane. I don't know if we can see that over there. Passengers are now boarding the plane, and over to the right of me I can hear a small aircraft engine start up. Now we are expecting a Globe Air which came in from Manchester, and that is expected to go out, and that is expected to be, I believe, Milan. I'll just double check that. So yeah, that's a Milan flight. It's down here as cancelled, so it might not be. We'll just have to see. It was delayed earlier. As we watched a Belfast flight taxi in. So I think flight we can hear in the distance is the Chambery flight going off to France. So we'll pan over to that very soon once we see some action. But I do like watching the planes do a 360. It's just fascinating to watch. So we'll keep watching this one here from Belfast. Guys, I've got some fantastic news. We have made it to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Do keep on going and subscribing. But it is a milestone, to say the least, here at this channel at London Plane Spotting. We have reached 1,000. So thank you guys. You have been a part of that subscription today. Thank you very much. As we watch the Belfast flight at the moment do a turn. Our Chambery flight is going out soon. And looks like it's supposed to be a beefer that looks like it's currently boarding at a distance well next to our Belfast flight. As our Chambery flight is now moving. So we're going to watch our Chambery flight take off. So there he is. Globe Air is still showing as active on the apron, so whether or not we'll see activity, I'm not too sure. And as our Manchester flight is also set to come in soon, we might see that the Manchester flight has been given clearance to land before the Nice flight. This looks to be the Nice flight going out. Just have it confirmed once it comes up on flight radar, but at the moment nothing's showing. But it looks like, to me, judging by the registration, it looks like our Nice flight, but we'll just get that confirmed. So yeah, I'm going to take a hint there, but this is going to be our Nice flight. This is the Embraer 190, CJet 658 going out. Oh no, it's not, it's already out. My mistake. My bad. So who are you? It definitely looks like yeah, our Manchester flight's coming in first before this one goes out. That might be our Chambery flight here. Yeah, it looks like it is, but we'll just tune now and focus into the Manchester flight here. And that is City Flyer 117 Bravo 7311, British Airways flight 7311 from Manchester, as our other flight, which looks to be the Chambery flight, is now lining up. We'll focus on this and then we'll go back to the Manchester flight as it goes into the gate. So again, we are live at London City Airport. Welcome guys. Do hope you're enjoying today's coverage. Don't forget to subscribe, help us grow, and we've reached our milestone today, so thank you very much to everyone who has helped us become that 1,000 subscribers. Really exciting time for us. Clear for takeoff here. Focus now on the Manchester flight coming in. It's going to stand. So the flight that took off was our Ibiza flight. It was our Ibiza, it wasn't the Chambery flight, so that might be the Chambery flight at the distance over there, which we saw earlier boarding. So that was City Flyer 63. as we watch the Manchester flight now do a turn to the stand. So our Globe Air is live. This is our Milan flight, which we're going to now tune in. There's the Globe, Cessna citation. So it'll be a shorter takeoff span here. This is our Globe Air 108, ready for departure now, going to Nice. Clear for takeoff, here we go. Here we go. Beautiful, took a long stretch that one this time. So again, this was a Globe Air, part of a privatised aircraft fleet. It's a Cessna 510 Citation Mustang. Delivered to them in 2010. So we should see some departures very soon. Looks like our Chambery flight is set to take off very soon. I think that's that one on the left here. So that's set, it was set to take off at 2:45. It looks like it's certainly delayed at the moment. We're going to take a quick mic break, but I'll leave the stream going with the pictures, and we'll be back to you when our next activity is setting off.
Good afternoon, 562 November, Chambery 190, stand 23, PTC clearance, QNH 1031, request start. 562 November, City Tower, hello, start approved. Start approved, 562 November.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. We just took a quick mic break there, but we've got now the Chambery flight. It was originally scheduled to take off from 2:30 this afternoon, but it's now been delayed to 3:05. We can see now it's starting up. The lights are on, so we have nav lights starting and beacon lights as well up the top there. You can hear it probably in the distance starting up as well. So this is going to be our next departure out. We're now reaching our final hour in to today's stream. Hope you enjoyed it so far. We've been here since 12:30. We're set to be back at Stansted Airport next weekend, so do look out for that. All goes well. So again, this is an Embraer 190. As we can see the smoke at a distance of the number 1 engine. As number 2 engine's now spooling up. So our next arrival is going to be our Luxembourg run, which is going to be our Luxembourg flight, Luxair 4603, and that's going to be a Dash 8, a little bit different to our E190s that we've been getting at the moment. Then afterwards we're expecting Glasgow to come in. That's going to be expected around 3:30 this afternoon. And then we've got a NetJets that's going to be a C68 from Farnborough. That's coming in as well. That's going to be a private jet from NetJets Europe. It's currently live in the sky at the moment. And then we're going to potentially get our next flight, which is the Edinburgh flight, which is in the sky at the moment. It's just taken off, I believe, just a couple of minutes ago. And that's going to be an E190 BA8707 as we wait for our Chambery flight to taxi. So the Luxembourg flight is slightly delayed because that was actually going to be at a departure for 3:40. Well, that's not going to happen now, obviously, because that's not here. So the next departure time for the Luxembourg flight is going to be 4:10. As we now see the Chambery flight, City Flyer, now taxiing to runway 9er. So this one was due to take off at 2:30. It's now been delayed and now is leaving the stand at 3:10. Welcome to the channel. SD Capti. Hope you enjoy it. Again guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We are a growing channel. Do check out other videos on the channel live right now. There are many videos, including last week's live London Stansted, as well as other flight reviews. Very popular Airbus A380 struggling in Storm Eunice, which was this happening this month ago. Showed great reviews as well. Loads of views on that one. That's on the channel. Just go and have a look on the channel, but stick here right now as we watch the Chambery flight taking off very soon. So this isn't, oh, right, this isn't. So I think the Chambery flight is potentially going to be further delayed, because this isn't it. Flight radar just showing me it was, but it's not now. So it's Belfast, this is the Belfast flight. BA 8756, that's on time, that's set to take off in a minute. That's CityJet 62. So this is City Flyer 62 and Embraer 190 going to Belfast. It's only just come in. Very quick turnaround there from the crew. So the Chambery flight was the flight we saw at the stand of this Belfast flight on the, but it was the right aircraft. Now we did see on board, but they came back off. So whether or not there's technical issues with that aircraft, not too sure. It certainly looks like it's going to be delayed. Whether if it does take off today, we'll finally see. But as we tune in and watch the Belfast flight now take off. Again guys, you've probably seen on the lower at the moment on the screen, don't forget to check into our social media areas. We're on Instagram and Facebook. As the Belfast flight has now been given clearance for takeoff. Here we go. So let's have a look, see what the German wet lease is currently doing at the moment. Crew getting used to the new procedures that the airline probably wants. Again, the livery you see is not probably going to be the same, maybe for the next few days, but we'll see a change where it'll be a ITA livery, new Italian airline. We're also expecting a BA 7349, a C jet, a C flyer taking off from to Rome. Sorry, so that's expected out soon. And our next arrival should be very soon. It's going to be NetJets from Farnborough, which is the Cessna C868 Alpha, so citation latitude. That is not far from here. It's just over Dartford at the moment, turning around over to Greenwich, and we'll see that very soon, probably about another 2 minutes or so. And that was actually quite early. We were expecting that a little bit later, around about 3:40, but it's coming in, it's saying around 3:17:18 expected time. Got a little bit of a break in the clouds, so we might get a little bit more view coming in for arrivals. This morning, earlier today, we couldn't see much because it was such a low cloud, heavy cloud. We can now start seeing the Shard at a distance we couldn't see earlier, so that's some positives there. It's a bit of a calm day as well, a lot calmer than the last time we were here, and the couple of weeks back before that when it was Storm Ernest as well, or Eunice. So we'll just go through the chat while we wait for the NetJets to come in. Hello from everyone who joined us on the chat today. A lot of people from Brazil, Switzerland. Do hope you're well. Good night from India. Of course, it's later on in the evening for you guys. Lots of Brazilian Embraers here, as you've probably seen. Potentially could be our Rome flight over there onto the left. It looks like it's just boarding that distance here. So that's most likely going to be our Rome flight. We'll keep an eye on that as well once we go through. The next arrival is going to be NetJets from Farnborough. Hello from Pretoria in South Africa. Hope you're well. And good evening from Malaysia, 10:03 in the evening at the moment. So we're currently waiting at the moment. This looks like it's going to be our Rome flight taking off very soon. It's just boarding as we're waiting for the NetJets, which is the citation latitude, coming in very soon. And just in front of us, we saw earlier on, is the German Airways. That is a wet lease for ITA Airways. That's going to be operating here tomorrow. It's its inaugural flight from Milan. It's going to be operating E190s.
London City Tower, traffic inflection 43 Bravo, full establish, high left runway 09.
So it looks like our NetJets is established. It's a clearer distance now. We might see it sooner. As soon as we do, I'll turn the camera. We might even see some movement with the German Airways wet lease as well. That seems to be finishing off their final training procedures that they're doing.
Are you the guy from YouTube? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool to meet you.
So we also have, here's the NetJets coming in right now. This one's coming from Farnborough. Citation latitude. Very smooth indeed.
Romeo, they take right, hold point Tango 1 and follow the marshal at the park. Okay, to the right, taxi holding point Tango 1, follow marshal at direction 48 Romeo.
So we'll see this one taxiing all the way across as we did with the Globe Air one, all the way down to the private air stand, which is the parking stand right to the far right of the apron to us. And it looks like our own flight is going to be departing from gate very soon. So Luc van der Veer said no backtracking anymore on Heathrow A's right. About 2 years ago, during the COVID period, they were building a extension to the apron, which is just to the left of us, which I'll show you in a minute, just over here. So whereas before they would go on the runway and they would go up the runway to take off to runway 27, that's no more. They don't have to do that anymore. They don't have to impact on the live aircraft that are on the runway. They can just literally taxi over to the so that's Luxair coming in as well. That's great. So they would normally taxi down the runway and then come off on a holding point and then come back round to take off onto the runway. We don't have to do that anymore. They made it a lot easier. That they just have taxi down the taxiway as you would normally do, and then they can just take off, which means there's no traffic waiting on the runway whilst you vacate the runway, and there's no one to have to space out the runway for moving taxiways. It's all separate now. So let's now here we can see first de Havilland -8 coming in, Luxair. it's Luxair from Luxembourg coming in right now. Do like this plane. Big regular here at London City, the Dash 8. So this was delayed. It was expected in earlier today because it was expected to go back out again around about 3 o'clock. It's now pushed back to 4. We might see a quicker turnaround now, but it's in. It was expected at 3:40. It's now coming a little bit earlier, so I've gained a bit of time, but it's still slightly delayed. And this is Luxair Luxembourg flight for today, Luxair 4603. As it's now coming off and going on that taxiway we were just talking about. So it no longer has to backtrack. It's now going over onto the taxiway opposite the runway. The engines are brilliant sound. It's one of my favourite. Propeller engines are brilliant. As we finally got some sun. Sun's breaking through. The weather is changing. The weather is changing, ladies and gents. Welcome to the team. 1898, should I say, Albert? Thank you for joining us. Looks like it's going to stand 7. We'll see the... Look how low that nose gear is as well. It dips down this aircraft. Such a brilliant aircraft.
Fly 1 Delta Charlie, just start up. Stop, thank you very much.
Well, there you go, that's our first Luxembourg Luxair flight for the day.
Hey, good afternoon. 8 November 6 now, hello, the wind 0906 knots, runway 09, clear to land.
So we've got another Globe Air 2389. And this one is coming in from Biggin Hill Airport, London, not far at all. It is another Cessna Citation Mustang 510. We should see that appearing very soon as we watch the Luxair deboard. We should see some activity soon with the rain flight from Cityfly going out soon. As we reach our final half an hour of the stream. Hope it's been an eventful day for you. We've had a little bit of activity, not as much as normal, but we have had a few flights, interesting flights today. Thank you for joining us. As our German Airways is also set to take off soon. You can hear it sprawling in the background. There he is, next to Luxair. That's going out, probably going to do another test, or might even go back to Cologne. It's done its original job of the day. There was no one on board of it, and there's no one on that moment. Like I say, there are a wet lease for ITA Airways, which is the new Italian airlines going to operate here from tomorrow. New flight from Milan. It's in currently at the German Airways livery, but you'll see it in the ITA paint very soon. I'm sure I'll have a new fresh coat paint coming up very soon, as we finally now see our Citation Mustang coming in right now. There he is. Biggin Hill, not far at all. Very smooth. So our German wings is sent to go off to Dusseldorf, so Cologne. It came in from Cologne, it's now going off to Dusseldorf. Probably done its training for today. As we'll watch the Mustang taxi away. We'll keep an eye on the German Airways as well, and we'll swing over to that soon as we get some action. Rome flight, which over there should be taking off very soon. I think it's that one there. I'm not seeing anything yet. So that sounds like our Chambery flight's finally going off after a very late flight. We'll keep an eye on that as well as we watch the Cessna Mustang pass the German Airways. There he is, passing him now. So yeah, flight radar is now saying estimated time for the Chambery flight is going to be 3:40. That's I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It's been very late. Don't know if it's technical or what, or whether it's passenger issues. I'm not too sure. So we should be seeing movement as we do right now with the German Airways. We're just waiting for the citation to move past. Always great to see some new airlines operate here at London City. So we've got an incoming flight now before we see the German Airways go out. So this coming in right now is the Glasgow flight. City Flyer 69 Zulu November. We should see that appear very soon. It will be coming in before this German Airways wet lease is going out. So again, this one here, what you can see is empty. There's no in it. It's a training flight which has been over. There was 2 today that we've seen. It's in preparation for the ITA flight, which is going to be operating from London City tomorrow. It's an inaugural flight. It starts tomorrow. As we can now see, the Glasgow flight coming in at a distance as the sun is breaking through. It's becoming a really nice day now for flying. And I can hear, by the looks of it, the Chambery flight is finally going to be setting off very soon. But we're going to keep our focus on the Glasgow arrival. So Fly Alpha, the German Wings, German Airways has finally been given clearance to line up and wait. We'll wait for this one to exit and then it will be given clearance to take off. As our Chambery flight is also set to depart from the gate very soon. That's over an hour late, that one. We're going to go over to the German Airways now, as it now starts going out holding.
Continue holding at 3 minutes. Fly 1 Delta Charlie 760 knots, runway 09.
So it looks like it's been given clearance.
Fly 1 Delta Charlie.
Here we go. Next time it'll be here, it'll be for ITA Air. Watch the Glasgow flight now come in to the stand. You can hear in the distance now there's some more activity going on. We might have our rain flight also moving. That is expected to be out soon. Glasgow flight's coming in right now, so do a 360 turn. As we can now see the taxi lights come on for the Chambery flight. We should see it go out now. There we go. This one is very much delayed, over an hour delay. So I'm not too sure whether it was a technical issue or if that was a passenger issue. Nevertheless, it's finally going. You're off to Chambery. If you haven't done so already, again guys, don't forget to subscribe. We always rely on your support for this channel. You guys are simply amazing. You've come a long way, and thank you very much for being a part of that journey. As we wait for the Chambery flight to taxi to Runway, let's go through the chat again. So many mentioned about the backtracking. Also, hello from America. Do sometimes see a few military choppers, not so much the US military, but you do see the RAF military aircraft. Some people have asked if there's any US military aircraft or choppers in the area. There isn't. We're just watching this. This is the Chambery flight. We also now see another movement of, and this I believe is the Rhone flight. That's the Rhone flight. So AV Geek Spotting has said, I've passed 1,000 today. Yes, thank you very much. Could not have done it without you guys, of course. You guys are amazing. We've been hoping to do 1,000. We have now finally got to 1,000. But hey, let's not stop there. Let's keep going. The channel is brilliant. It's got so much potential. So thank you very much. You guys make the channel so special as well. So thank you. As we now watch the Chambery flight. This was over an hour guys, to be taken off. Should have gone off at 2:30. It's an Embraer 190 SR. As it gets its clearance, it's 9 years old, delivered in 2012, the Olympic year. Let's just watch it. Engine spool up. Lights are on, here we go. Listen to those engines. And rotate. So our next departure looks to be the Rome flight, just confirm that. Let's just check. So I was wrong, that one was the Power de Mello. Yeah, that was the Power de Melico flight, that one which just went up. This is the Chambery flight, even more later. Welcome to the group HTMT, or HMT, sorry. Thank you for subscribing. So quick update on the Rome flight. Was expecting that one to go off very soon, but I've just checked in and there is now an update with it, and it looks like this flight is not going to be going off anytime soon. The reason is the plane expected from it to arrive, the arrival flight hasn't even gone off yet, so it's not even departed from Rome yet. So it looks like that one's going to be much later in the day, if not at all. So next one coming out we could see is an Amsterdam flight. Again, that one looks like it's going to be delayed. Let's see if it's here at the London City. Let's have a look. That might be for, looks like it rescheduled for tomorrow now. So our expected arrivals coming up for the next 10-15 minutes. Let's have a look. We have Edinburgh flight, that's expected at 3:55. That is currently whereabouts is he is over Dartford at the moment as we speak. So about 5 minutes I reckon in, and we'll see movement. Sorry about it guys, just back. Just had a little bit of a meet up with the police as we normally do. Great to see them, they're fantastic as well. Always checking to make sure we're all right, doing their job. Good to see security's up here. You start to get to know the officers as well. It's one I spoke to about 2 weeks ago actually, when I was over at the far end. So we got a bit of a wait, and then we're expecting the next one in, which is going to be, let's have a look, so Edinburgh flight. So that's expected in soon. We get to a point where it slightly dies down at London City. It sort of has a dull moment where it dies down now, and in the evening it creeps up again, and then it gets really busy during the weekday. And we will be at London City very soon, not next week, maybe the week after on Friday, potentially could be back here. So lots of activity hopefully on that day. So also it looks like our Luxembourg flight may be taking off a little bit sooner than expected. He's closed up again, but it looks like they're going to start boarding very soon. That was a bit late. It was expected in about half an hour ago, so they are running a bit late. So whether or not they make a bit of time up, we'll soon see soon. So as we reach our final part of the stream, our last flight arrival in is going to be our Edinburgh flight, and then that is us for arrivals. we might be lucky enough to see a departure before we end. I'm just having a check on radar 24. So our Luxembourg flight over there is expected to be potentially taking off at 4:10. So we might be lucky enough that we'll see it.
Good afternoon, XF 4604.
As we listen into ATC.
XF 4604, information whiskey, request departure clearance and startup.
Luxembourg 4604, your startup brief, your clearance Luxembourg, exit 1 hotel departure, 4702.
Good, Luxembourg via 09, ECNIF 1 hotel, and the squawk 4702, XF 4604.
So it's actually going up now by the looks of it. So this is him going up now. So he's made a lot of time because he was expected to go off in about 20 minutes time.
XF 4604. Cab 6. Runway inspection complete, fully serviceable, and no change to the RTR. Request to vacate Alpha, stand free.
Alpha 6, taxi vacate via Alpha, please taxiway stand free.
Vacate Alpha, taxiway stand free, Alpha 6.
So he was originally going to be taken off at 3:40, but then he was delayed because he came in late. But it looks like he's made up his time here. So he's not that late. He'll probably arrive at Luxembourg on time now. Let's see if this start up engines. And there we go. There's engine number 2 starting up now. Most likely going to be our last departure of today. Might time well because you'll have this one taking off and then we'll have the Edinburgh reviving as well, and then that will be it for us today, guys. Again, before you leave, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much everyone for being part of the reaching our limit of our goal of 1,000. It's been fantastic to reach finally. And I can see it in the distance, but right now it looks like our Edinburgh flight is coming. We're going to stay with the Lux at the moment, and when the Edinburgh flight gets closer I'll swing over to that. Look at that, we started off with a dull day and now the sun's coming out. Here's our city flyer coming in now. Very smooth landing from City Fly again. So as our Edinburgh flight now departs the runway, our Luxembourg flight is going off very soon. So this one here, the Edinburgh flight, that's a Edinburgh 8707 Sea Flyer 99 Bravo. And our Luxembourg flight, which is now set to take off very soon, making its way over to runway 9. That's going to, that's a Lux Air, de Havilland Dash 8, so Lux Air 4604. It's 6 years old, delivered in 2015. Okay, it's lining up. Here we go. There you are, guys. There is the de Havilland Dash 8 taking off right now. As we now watch our Edinburgh flight do spin back into its parking span. So as we watch the Edinburgh flight just turn in, once again guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Hope you've enjoyed this stream. And thank you very much once again for being part of that 1,000 subscribers. Had a great response today. Thank you from everyone from Sao Paulo, United States, France, Brazil, Victoria, South Africa. Thank you very much for joining us today. Malaysia, and if I haven't missed anyone else, do apologise. Hope you have enjoyed it. Switzerland as well, from Holland. Great to see, guys. Great to see an international view. So without further ado, thank you very much as we watch now the Edinburgh flight disembark. Guys, until the next time, thank you very much for joining us, and goodbye.